What's going on, everybody? This is AFI Kingdom. We're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna just chop up some player boss game, and I got a player for you. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, it's the perfect person just to chop it up. We doing barbershop talk. We're gonna talk about traveling. We're gonna talk about the ladies. We're gonna talk about the mindset. Let me bring my guest in real quick. How you doing, my man Goldie?
Oh man, I'm doing amazing. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good, man. Just doing some writing and shit. I'm trying to get like 5 books. I got them like 85, blah blah blah. So I'm just trying to get their asses out for Christmas, and then I can kind of focus on more on my coaching. You know what I'm saying? So
Man, I
I'll
gotta, I
tell
gotta, I
you
gotta pick your brain about those books. You know what I'm saying? What do you feel about books versus courses, or turning a book into a course? Do you feel like that gets better reach and more engagement than a book? Because motherfuckers don't read.
well for me, bro, I price my books in
Like a
tiers
course.
based on the availability that I want. Like certain books, I talk about some of my real shit, and it's like I know the level and the things that I had to do to learn that. You just can't get that shit for 19.99, not for me. So you know what I'm saying. So I kind of
Okay, so you price your books like you would price a course.
yeah. Well, it's just like this, like boom. So um, for instance, I got a book called Art of Charisma. So if cats consider me a quote unquote dating coach, which I don't consider myself, but if you talk about hoes, they just gonna say you that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, they just gonna say that. So um, lost my fucking thought. So I got a book called Art of Charisma, and that book costs 219. So boom, if somebody referenced that they got that book, I already know they at a different level to be paying that to know about some charisma shit because I ain't got nothing shit to do about women or money or you know what I'm saying. So it's just like okay, they for real like really want to upgrade if they making that type of investment in that. If they make an investment in how to get pussy in the first night, then I already know where their mind is at. You know what I mean? So that's the
Right,
good
right,
thing
okay.
about even consulting and coaching and shit. Like for me, it ain't even just about I want to make so much money and make the shit so high, but it's just like no, man. Like for one, I know what I had to do to learn the information, and for two, it's just about my time. Like energy is an exchange, so if you give me a couple $100, bro, and I get off the phone pissed or drained, then that shit will because now my old fuck shit's fucked up. I got the money, but now I don't feel like
Oh
doing
man,
shit.
I say that shit all the time. Energy and time is the most important thing because you could be making good money or at a job or with somebody, and you could be like, man, fuck the money because you make me feel a certain type of way. Your feeling is everything. So that energy exchange, man, is 110%. I agree with you on that.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of that, you just got back from Dubai, man. Tell us a little about that trip, man. Was it an event, a networking event? What you was out there doing? You was out there
Uh,
studying. Other than that,
oh man, it was we did put on a little mastermind, and it was also me connecting with some people that I've been doing some business with and trying to do some business with. And so me taking some people out there end up turning out to end up meeting more people than I even expected. The vibe in Dubai is everything, man. And one thing about Dubai, at least in my experience, there's not a lot of black people there. It's a lot of Africans, but not black people. So when they see black people, it seems like they're infatuated with American culture, and American culture is black culture. So they see people like me. When I look black, you see that I'm not African, and they just gravitated towards me and just showed me so much love and just wanted to be around me, invite me here, invite me there. Plus, I got a good network of some people who had exited companies in the hundreds of millions and plus dollars. So it was just, man, it was a great experience. Just seeing, you know how it is. People who don't travel don't understand. Just seeing different cultures, seeing how different people move, the way the women act is different, the way the dudes act is different. Just everything, man. It was a beautiful experience, and now I'm thinking about trying to get a place out there. Like it was that influential to me.
yeah, I remember.
And the money is unreal. Just the amount of money out there is unreal. It's like everybody who has money in every country goes to Dubai. It's like the Vegas of, it's like a country that's Vegas. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good example. I remember going out there skiing in the mall and shit like that, man. I'm like, man, this shit is fire.
Mind blowing. It
Yeah, man.
expands your mind just seeing that type of wealth and seeing that type of luxury on that scale. It just reiterates in your mind how much money it is out there, and it's an abundance if you got the right mindset to go out to get it and get in the right circles to get it.
Right. And I'm glad you said that because I was going to ask you later, but since it came up, I wanted to ask you this because I'm a network person and I know you are too. But most people they don't understand the
Nah, they don't.
power of it. So like,
No,
you know, with the scene, how they try to tell the cats, you got to get your shit together and all that, which you do for yourself for your internal shit. But what would be like 1 or 2 tips that you would suggest cats who want to, let's say the high value man, to get into a six figure range into being able to monetize themselves and get into these strong networks where they can actually be around the people to open their minds to get new things.
How to do it?
Well, not necessarily how to do it, just some tips on, like, you know, some suggestions, you know, because we all got our own journeys, you know what I mean? So,
Man, well, I like to give people tangible tactics. Pay for it. It's masterminds, it's networking, it's mentorships, or you could just reach out to somebody who's doing big things, and just the gesture of you offering them some money for advice. Hey, do you have a mentorship coach? If not, I'd like for you to be my coach. I'd like to be in your circle. Because why would somebody with $100 million? Now, it does happen. It does happen. But, you know, I feel like I'm just a really fly guy and I got a lot of interesting things to say, you know, and so that's why I feel like I get invited to a lot of places. But at the end of the day, I'm always willing to pay. I still pay for mentorships. I still pay for courses. I'll still pay, you know, for a dinner or this, that, and the third to get around people. And when I wasn't where I am right now, I did that on a regular basis to make introductions, because you got to think, what value are you bringing to the table? You're not bringing any. So you're a parasite at this point. To not be a parasite means you have to have a mutual give and take. So if they're going to give you the type of knowledge that could compress 30 years of experience into 10 years, right? What are you going to give them? At the least you can do is offer something to give them, like money. Why not? That's the utmost respect somebody could give me, is to not come and try to ask me shit for free that I had to go through hard life experience to get. But at least show me that even if the money is nothing, at least show me that you value what I went through and the knowledge that I'm giving you, and understand it's worth something, instead of just asking me that shit for free. Why would I want to be your friend? What are you bringing to the table if I'm already in a big position? So come to people, offer them things, right? And have yourself at a certain level, at least communication wise, at least how you dress. So when you come around, it's not like you're a burden being around. At least be able to pay for your own meal, things of that nature. But I would say that because network is so important. And even me talking to these guys who've exited companies, I'm still a student. I sit there, I close my mouth, and I ask questions. You know what they tell me? Network is everything. They've been put in positions to make life-changing money only because of the circle they're in. They wouldn't even have known about the deals that made them millions of dollars if they weren't around other millionaires, right? So, I mean, the fastest thing that you could do to improve your situation is your environment. Motivation could take you so far, hard work could take you so far, but if you ain't in them right circles, it's going to be really hard to get from where you are to that next level. Whether if you have people around you already doing big things, now you're a part of their circle and their network. When they need something, okay, you're a person in their network. When you need somebody, you need an investment. Most people right now, you don't have anybody in your circle that you can reach out to if you had an idea. You couldn't even reach out to somebody who's trustworthy enough to even go on that journey with you and work with you, because you know most of the people around you, they can't even work out 30 days straight. So just get yourself around people doing things. Then you have resources who are people to help you in your journey, whether it's money, whether it's help, whether, you know, just invest in yourself and invest in your network and pay if you need to pay. That's what I would say.
I think a lot of people they sell themselves short, because especially for the African American cats, I'm talking to the young brothers, you guys are like scared to like step outside of your race, bro. Like, you don't want to talk to cats that's not black and shit, bro. Like, is cats?
That's because you know why? It's because they're uncomfortable, because they've
Yeah.
never done it before. You know, so they have, you know, it's like they treat that like talking to a woman. They're just uncomfortable because they haven't done it. And they have all these things in their mind about it. And they put up all of these things that we've heard, and what you think that they're thinking about you. Well, guess what? Yeah, man, because you talk kind of funny. Maybe you should articulate your words better, right? Maybe you should dress differently, right? If you want to get into a certain type of circle, then become like those people. If you're going to go down to a 5-star restaurant and want to interact with those people, then look like you're from that environment. Look like you're one of those people. Dress like one of those people. You know how to talk. You can talk how you want to talk at home, but in that environment, articulate your words better, speak better, have just observe. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I used to go to the Goodwill in the rich neighborhoods and get some fire shit, bro. They used to throw away shit that didn't even die. It would be like new shit. I'd be like, damn, bro.
Man, and it don't even cost that much to dress well and dress like you in that environment, man. You go down to Express, get you some slacks and a nice shirt, and you'll look like most of those guys in there. Most of them guys aren't wearing designer, this, that, and the third. They wearing a nice collared shirt, some nice dress pants, you know?
That's true. I know you was born and raised in Cali, and in Atlanta, the culture is so different. How's it been adapting to because you know they got like a trick culture out there, and we
Oh
kind of
yeah, man, a huge trick culture. But you know, it's always good when I'm in an environment where I stand out, because I stand out. Every woman that I meet, I'm not doing the things that most guys do, so it's more intriguing than everything. You know what I'm saying? Rather than when you're in a city like the Bay Area and everybody, you know, like this and like that, or in Vegas, the same thing. Here, I'm an anomaly, you know. So, I mean, it never mattered where I was, because I'm gonna be me, and I always seem to find the people to be around me and the women to be around me to get in the flow of how I'm living and what I'm doing and on my program. So no matter where I go, things are gonna be how I want them to be, because I curate my spirit, my world. I'm always able to find people who are cooperative with how I'm doing things. But I mean, yeah. So like I said, it don't matter where I go, man. I'm gonna be me, and my world around me is gonna be, you know, how it's always been.
I like them. I like them down south women though. They hit a little different, especially if you from here. I remember one time I was in the A, and I was there, and I met this chick, and she was gonna bail my cousin out of jail because we went to go pay we went to court to pay a ticket. They ended up keeping him. I knew this bitch for only like 3 days, and it wasn't even me. And it's that down south hospitality that I like.
No, that is for sure. You may not find that specifically in Atlanta, but in Georgia for sure. Yeah, that down south, man, it's a different type of manners, different type of respect that they have. I still some women that I find out they still say ma'am and sir type shit, and you know I like that. It's just a respect thing, you know, a certain courtesy, a certain level of humility that they have. Some of them anyway.
And I like it that I like the black unity out there though. You know, cats is getting it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I love seeing black people do things. And you know what, man, you can't go to anywhere where I know, even in Sacramento, if there's too many black people in one place, somebody gets shot. People go out every night. Black people everywhere. Ain't nothing happening. Everybody having, some people having money, some people not. But ain't nothing going down like that. And I ain't saying it don't happen out here, but nowhere that I've been. And that's hard to see. Everywhere in Sacramento, when it's too many black people, it's gonna be some drama. And I hardly see that here.
When last time you been back to Sac?
Shoot, it's been a few months. I'm about to go back next week for Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, my cousin, she pregnant, so I gotta go out there. I don't know exactly when, but she just got pregnant. I seen, shout out to her, even though I had to find out from Facebook. That's another story. You know, but whatever. Let me ask you this, and this is for the cats who really want to understand women. And I feel like for me, what's the most important thing? One of them is a woman investing. I think that a reason why a lot of guys struggle with relationships because their women don't invest enough, and then it's easy for them to leave because they ain't push it in. So, what would you tell cats? Like, what would be a good strategy or whatever to get women to invest in them early into the relationship?
You said for a man to get a woman to invest into him?
Yeah. And that can be whatever. You know, it doesn't have to be for me. When I'm saying it doesn't have to be a money thing. It has to be just them. Just a woman had to invest herself. Like dudes will be dating a chick and they won't build no attachment really. They'll just take them out to this restaurant, boom, maybe hit. Take them out to this restaurant, boom, maybe hit. Then, you know, if she not really feeling him, it's easy for her to walk away because she ain't really put, you know, the investment. So that's what I'm saying.
Well, you know, for me, that if we're not talking, I'm not even gonna talk monetarily because you could have her do that too. But I mean, game one-on-one, you got to get that woman to fall, quote unquote, in love with you, man. I mean, you're supposed to do that in all the ways, and it got everything to do with her mind and the conversations and her interests and things like that. I mean, women are real easy. Women are real easy to get them attached to you. You know, this is the thing. So when we was in the game, it was like when you get a broad, right? Don't let her out your sight for 30 days. And you really want to make that broad, quote unquote, fall in love with you in 30 days. How do you do that? By being around her every day, by talking to her every day. You can get her attached to her just telling you her problems. She could get attached to you by just feeling like whenever something's going on, this man, I can call him and have that comfort, right? Because a lot of times a woman won't leave because she has nobody to call when times get hard. People stay in relationships because they're dependent on that energy. They're dependent on that person they can talk to make them feel better about their bad life situation. So if you just make a woman feel like you care, if you just make sure you always comforting the woman, even if you just watching movies, doing this, doing that, picking her brain, giving her good information, if you build that attachment, which is also a thing, it's really just you spend enough time with somebody. That's why they say you love your parents. It's a scientific study. It's like the reason you love your parents so much is because of scientific thing, because you spent so much time seeing them. If you're just around somebody enough, they're going to become attached to you. So you be around her enough, spend time with her, say the things that she likes, teach her something new, you know, make her feel like she can talk to you about different things. Guess what? If you're not there, she can't do that. So now it feels like a loss when you're gone, rather than if you weren't doing any of that, you were doing all the shit that everybody else gonna do. Well, then when you're gone, there was really no loss. So you have to do things that makes it feel like it's a loss. Now you could do that by leading with money. I mean, you take a bitch on a trip, you take a bitch a whole bunch of nice places she ain't never been. You could also do that because she knows when you leave, she doesn't have anybody else to do that for. So that's a loss there. But you could do that without money. And then if you want her to really invest in you, guess what? Have her invest in you. I mean, it really don't take nothing but telling her you have big dreams and ideas. I've never met a woman who didn't want to invest in my dreams and my ideas. So you can make up dreams and ideas to get a woman to invest. And once she invests, now it's going to take a little bit more for her to leave.
Yeah, man, that's facts. You know, I feel like when you deal with enough women, like some cats, how I want to say it, they're just about the numbers, meaning that they like the way it looks, but
Man, speak on it, man. That's the biggest thing I see.
yeah, they like the way it looks, but you don't be really knowing the boundaries and the maintenance that be going on behind it, and really the dynamics. That's what I'm always about. Like I can have a lot of women, or I can have a few, but just understand that the women who I'm
One
with,
bad bitch beats 5 funky hoes any day. That's a saying in the game, man. I don't count heads, I count bread. And one bitch really about you gonna do way more than 5, 10 bitches who just kind of about you or just look good. A lot of niggas in the game, they was about what they stable looked like. I was about what that income was like. What's really going on? You know what I'm saying? And that's how I am to this day, man. I don't give a fuck about a bad bitch. Tell me what's a bad bitch worth to me. What's a bad bitch worth to me? Nothing. What she's doing for me is worth everything. I don't give a fuck what she look like. Is she enhancing my life? Is she bringing something to the table? Is she making my life easier? Is she doing this? Is she doing that? That's what matter to me. Why the fuck you care about a bad bitch? Because you niggas give a fuck about what these other niggas think about you. Because that's the only thing that matters. When you go out, people see you with this bad bitch, so they give you status because you care what these niggas think about you. I don't give a fuck what these niggas think about me. This bitch right here that you see with me, she doing something for me. She's enhancing my life. She's doing something for me. We going places. She ain't giving me no problems. My life is better because she's around me. That's what I give a fuck about, her utility. You niggas don't give a fuck about utility. And that's why you niggas in the position that you in, because you care what other niggas think about. So if that's what you were saying, like niggas care what it look like.
what would you say to get a cat to get to the point where he don't care about what other people think? Because I think that it sounds easy, but it's really hard, bro. Because a lot of people, that's their energy. That's what they really.
Man, I mean, shoot, to try to break that shit down, man. We breaking down one of human beings' biggest problems. I mean, I don't think we're gonna be able to do that on this podcast. But I just think about it like this: I've been in enough real situations in my life that I know don't nobody really give a fuck about you. I've seen enough people die. I've seen enough people go to prison. So I know don't nobody really give a fuck about me. If I died today, if I went to prison today, man, motherfuckers gonna forget about me. As, you know, your family gonna they got bills to pay. They gonna keep moving. Your family gonna keep moving eventually. Most people you know ain't gonna go to your motherfucking funeral. I heard something, right? It was like Queen Elizabeth, right? Or what's the white lady who just died? Betty, you know her name?
Betty White.
Betty White, right? Had a huge, successful career for like 50 years. I bet y'all ain't thought about her till I just mentioned her name. And she's way more successful and have way more success and affected way more lives than you. And you don't even remember. You ain't even think about her today. Ain't nobody gonna think about you when you die. So what the fuck you living for these other people for? That's how I think about it. I know motherfuckers don't really give a fuck about me. You know what it is? I think maybe it's just self-love from where I came from and the environment that I came in. I was taught so much to be so motherfucking selfish and care so much about myself. How the fuck could I care about what somebody else think about me? I love myself too much. I only care what the fuck I think about me. So it's hard for me to give a fuck about what another motherfucker think about me. And then two, I respect very little people, right? So you know, it's hard for me to give a fuck about what this nigga think. I don't even respect him. I can't care about your opinion if I don't respect you. I don't respect most niggas because I see what you doing every day. I this nigga smoking, he drinking, he ain't doing shit, he ain't shit, he don't take care of his kids. It's just hard for me to give a fuck about what niggas think. I care about what I'm doing, what she's doing for me, how it makes me feel, and how that shit makes me feel has nothing to do with what you think about the shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's hard. I can't really dispel this mindset that I have and why I have it.
I feel you. I was talking to one of my psychic friends, and she kind of unpacked it to me. How can I kind of say it? There's like levels of people, like 1s, 2, and 3s. So you would be considered a level 3. I'm a level 3. Those are people who live by their own terms, but at the same time, people gravitate to. Like a level 1, those are people who live through drama, social media. They need that kind of energy to keep it going. And then, like I say, a level 2 will be the type of people, they have it a little together, but they need the outsource shit. So the level 3s, that's the internal. We the kings, we the top shit, because we look down at everybody else, and then we kind of have a problem understanding the way other people think.
Yeah, that's for sure.
See, I already know that about you, and you ain't told me that. That's the level 3 shit. You know, real talk. So everybody can't get to that. You know what I mean? Like me, I've had some near-death experiences and shit like that, and even fucked up shit with hoes. So you know,
and you know what too? I think it's also, you know, it's social programming to care what people think, because that's how they make their money. We in a consumer society, so the only way they can keep this consumer society going is for us to care what other people think, for us to need validation through status, which we buy through the things that we buy. So I mean, it's a program that we're all in. And I think, me personally, the fact that, you know, I didn't really go to school for real. I went to school, but I was never at school. I missed that social programming that really locks you into a certain frame of mind. One, I didn't get that. I missed that. And I think that's a beneficial why I think so outside the box, because I never got socially trained and programmed like that. And then two, when I got out of school, I lived in a society, in this community that was so outside the norm of society. I was never programmed, even at after 18. I was thinking completely different. So I was never fully. I was always taught against what everybody is doing. That was my programming. So most people are gonna be programmed to care what people.
You still went out. Can't hear you. Something happened. I can't hear you. Yeah. So you getting that straight. You guys gotta learn to live for yourselves. Straight up. I hear you now.
What about you? Hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay.
All good, all good. Yeah, man. So that I think that's one of the main things that people need to focus on. There's certain things in life that if you don't experience, it's like you haven't lived life. Like I feel like you haven't lived life if you haven't found nothing that you're passionate about. A lot of niggas think they passionate about shit because they make money from it. They think they get purpose and passion mixed up. You know what I'm saying? Just because you a construction worker and you building houses and shit like that, and you making money or whatever, that may not be what you're supposed to do. But if you ain't really got exposed to it, you won't ever fucking know, man. You know?
No, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Even me, like I'm doing interviews and podcasts and shit, and it's just kind of funny because I remember listening to Tariq Nasheed and podcasts before YouTube, when it was like you had to go to the website of the shit and listen to it, and there was no engaging with the person talking. You just had to eat that episode and wait forever. You know what I mean? Wasn't no comments, wasn't no engagement. So, I think that these cats is lucky. Even like, when people read my books and shit like that, I be telling cats like, nigga, you lucky. I can't read Robert Greene book and just hit that nigga up and tell him I like it. You know what I'm saying?
That's for sure. That's for sure. And that's a way for them to adopt your ideology. Like you was just asking me, like, how do you get people to not care about this? Well, when you're around a bunch of motherfuckers who don't give a fuck what the majority world think about them, it's easy for you to adopt that rather than you seeing how the world works and everybody saying one thing. It's hard for you to go against the grain. But if you're in a community of people who think in a way, who deal with women on a certain type of level, who value manhood first, who value individuality, and you around that, and you in that circle, then it's going to be easier for you to adopt and move with that ideology. And you being online like this, it gives people an opportunity to get around people like us, even if it's through the screen, to be able to adopt something that they normally in life would never even know existed or be able to adopt.
let me ask you a sidebar with some current events. What you think about this whole Diddy shit, bro?
Man,
Coming out.
I mean, I think about it on a lot of levels. At the end of the day, if a woman is in a situation like that, she in there because she want to be. I mean, I get it. You got a lot of money and you got a lot of fame and you got a lot of connections, and without you, I'm not gonna have the same access, and my life might not be as good. So that's why you stayed and put up with whatever you stayed and put up with. Now, I don't know if what she's saying is true or not true. None of us do. So I'm not gonna say he did it, and I ain't gonna say he ain't did it. What I'm saying is, if you're in a situation that you can leave, but you don't because the incentives of staying are bigger than what you feel like you're going through, then I mean, hey, that's what you accepted. Are we supposed to feel bad about somebody in a situation that they could have at any time walked away and left, at any time went and told the police, but you didn't do it because why? Because the situation was beneficial for you. You weighed the options. I could leave and this will happen, or I could stay. And you said staying was better than leaving. And now later you want to come out. All right, it's a money grab. Go get your money. But I mean, that's what I think about it. As far as, did he or did he not do what he did? I mean, I don't even want to speak on it because who knows, What you think about it?
I think he didn't pay his Illuminati tax. That's what I think.
Oh, hey, listen, 110%, man. When they coming for you like that, man, you didn't do you did
It's
something, you
too
stepped on
much,
somebody's
bro.
toes, you was trying to buy something you ain't had no business buying, something like that. Because ain't no way you doing all this shit for all this time and don't nothing come out. Then all of a sudden all this shit come out and you on that type of level.
Even new shit today I seen. I heard maybe about like earlier this year that they started fucking with him because he tried to give Ciroc some pushback off of his,
Yep.
and
And
they like,
he's suing
oh,
Deleon. Listen, and he doing too. Listen, if we know anything throughout history, don't ever try to do anything with a black network. Everything in the world, man, they want to push the what? It's a certain structure that wants to push the black image that's not black. And they push things like gangster music. They push things like the promiscuity of black women. They want to control the black narrative. And if you ever try to be somebody black and try to control the black narrative that will make a positive impact on black people, man, they not fucking with you, right? You see how they did Bill Cosby. You see how they always block when black people try to get these networks. And Diddy got revoked and he was trying to make some deals happen, things like that. They don't want that. That's my conspiracy theory.
I'm about to say, it's funny. I'm super in the conspiracy theorist type shit, but I kind of keep it off of my channel and just leave it to my one-on-one conversations with niggas who I know. But
Right.
y'all hit me on the rep. That shit, you hit me on some shit like that, you will get my attention. But because the only reason why I don't talk about it on my channel, because then y'all want to pick my brain too much. I'm spending too much time trying to convert you on some shit that I don't need to convert you. I'm good with the shit that I think and the shit that I do. I don't need for you to believe it too. But I'm for sure.
Right.
Like what was
Right.
that?
Hey.
The last one, what makes the world end or some shit, and people were talking about it. Obama's made that shit.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. I would check it out. The ending kind of sucks, but I find it very interesting that the Obama's going to executive produce.
Hey, what's it called again?
When the World Ends. It's Julia Roberts, and it's the black cat from
Oh yeah. I did see that. It was a good movie.
Little weird shit in it. But then again, it's kind of weird too because they ain't even really put it out there like that. Like we doing this, so it's kind of like niggas be knowing shit that we don't know for real, man. Shit just don't be happening.
Man, you know how they do. They be putting shit in movies.
Yeah, man. So that if y'all just be thinking shit just be happening, and that's kudos to y'all. But I believe in the higher.
Hey, one thing about that Diddy shit though, what everybody could take from this, man. What you do in the dark gonna come to the light. You know what I'm saying? And if you doing and saying anything that you don't want to be exposed, then hold yourself to a higher standard and don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially in this day and age. It's a different time now. They was doing shit back then that, they didn't know social media was gonna be like this. But just to even take it down to what you telling your woman that you probably not even gonna be with in a year from now. Most relationships don't pass 2 years, and even people who get married, 50% of them are not even married anymore. So what make you think that broad you telling all that shit to ain't gonna go and tell somebody else in a year, 2 years, 3 years? Be careful what you telling these women or doing with these women that you don't want them to tell somebody else, because they gonna tell it.
Especially if there's some clout or some money behind it, they for sure gonna tell it, man.
Exactly.
Even the niggas, like, I don't know, like it's cats who's exposing that shit. But I'd be like, damn, like these niggas just for a little bit of shine because they
Man,
probably
that's what I said about like Brother Bilal too. It's like whether he saw what he saw or didn't see what he saw. I mean, man, what did that man do to you so wrong that you exposing what he do in his bedroom? I mean, because at the end of the day, what that man do in his bedroom is his business, right? So you saw him doing what he did in his bedroom. Would you have said if you'd have seen him smashing some other actress that was a woman? No. So why are you exposing what he doing in his bedroom?
right.
I mean, at me as a man, I wouldn't even feel comfortable telling that story. I wouldn't even feel comfortable telling you that I saw this interaction happen. And I wouldn't even have stayed in that situation long enough to even see more than 2 seconds. You know what I'm saying?
You know, they do another one. They doing another one. I seen a preview for it last night, and he basically said in 2 weeks if they don't sue him, he finna be dropping more names. Yep.
Man, you know, it's crazy. I don't want to go off on a tangent, but you know what he said in one of his interviews that I thought was interesting, and he kind of like they kind of bypassed past it. He was like, you know, they do stuff like this all the time, and that's why I'm out the country because they'll kill me. And he said, do you remember when Eddie Murphy got into that thing with that tranny? The tranny ended up committing suicide like a week later. And he was like, they killed that girl. And you do some digging. There's a lot of people who really think that she didn't commit suicide or he didn't commit suicide. And I'm like, man, you saying a lot of shit. Yeah. I don't understand what I always think like this, man. You ain't never gonna see me out here playing with them power structures like that for what? why you even play with it like that?
I'm not gonna sell my soul. I'm gonna take the long route, bro. And I ain't into no shit. And now y'all can believe what y'all want, but the people up there, it's a lot of gay shit going on up in there that they y'all don't want it. Y'all just be getting. It'd be a lot of y'all favorite cats. Y'all favorite cats. I'm gonna say this. I ain't even said this before, but I remember when I was a little bit younger. I was like 15. I was at some funny business type shit where there was some sacrifice type shit going on, bro. But I was so young, it was kind of going on, and I kind of was seeing it, but then I kind of was like, didn't want to get too nosy because I don't want to fuck with it. So I kind of wanted to make it seem like, you know, and there was some shit going on in there, and it was an actor from Menace to Society was there. But this one I was younger, so he was a little bit more relevant. And I was like, what the fuck? It'd be cold shit, bro. And even like some of my subscribers know, like my best friend was a stripper. And so we used to do the bachlorette parties, and then from the bachelorette parties that become the swinger shit and all of this type of bullshit. And
hold on, sir. Hey, I got somebody in here right now. I want you to say the shit that you told me. You was like, that I already knew. That shit when you was like, every single bachelor party that your dude went to,
oh yeah,
all the women was having sex. All the women getting married was having sex.
At a minimum, they was getting a titty suck finger, bro. There was never no clean parties, and I did this shit for 5 years. I say, you know, Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's 3 days I'll do parties. Some of them days I do 2, even 3. So let's see, 3, 6, 9, 12. We're gonna make a flat and just say 10. So 10 per month for 5 years. I ain't never seen a clean party.
And you know that's why it's important to hear stories like that, because I'm sure that influences your mindset because you understand how the real world works and you haven't been influenced by what media wants to make men feel like women are these delicate, innocent creatures when they're not. They're just as ruthless as us, and they can be more ruthless because you think they're not ruthless, so you give them a lot more leeway. And that's where a lot of dudes I think go wrong because they haven't had the experiences that you've had. They haven't had the experience that I've had. They see women as these creatures that are just so innocent when really they worse than a lot of guys because they can do more than a lot of guys can do. And when you have that realization, then you treat them how they're supposed to be treated, right? Instead of treating them like this when they're really not that. You're taking off them glasses that society has programmed you with to see them, that makes you treat them better than they deserve to be treated instead of treating them as who they are.
Yeah, I remember one party I went to was in Santa Rosa, since you from the Bay. It was in Santa Rosa, and so my boy was telling me like, man, Santa Rosa just be going down. I'm like, all right, whatever. So we go there, and it was like about 12 bitches, and they was all naked and shit when we got there. So as soon as we got there, it was 12 naked bitches just partying and shit. Y'all want something to drink? Whatever. So I remember the girl was getting married, so I end up getting hair from like 2 sisters and shit. and their daughters. So, right, not at the same time. We spent the night because they always invite you to drink, eat, and all this bullshit. They want to fuck the stripper and they want to turn out the bouncer, which is me. The bouncer actually get more because they already know what's coming with him. So I'm more of a challenge. So yeah, like the two sisters, one was getting married, and they both had their daughters. So all four of them hoes sucked my dick, and in the same night. And so, but the thing is just like the next day they got married. They're walking, they're taking these pictures and everything. Like I was looking at the walls and seeing the family pictures. I'm like, man, this shit is fucked up.
Man. Yeah, listen, man. I was in Vegas, bro. I seen it every day. I would see girls leave their dude at the room, come out on a Vegas trip with their boyfriend, see so many dudes trying to get at them, and they'll be back at the spot with me and my friends and doing this, that, and the third, and go right back to their dude, didn't even know, women married, so I've seen it. So I know that's why, I look at women as they are, not as the society wants me to color it to be. And people are like, oh, you so mean. No, I'm just talking to her like I talk to a dude because I know who she really is.
Let me ask you this. This is a personal thing. So with your campaign, when you meet the women, do you feel like the campaign is strong with them, or do they kind of like put themselves in your position and kind of want you to do the work? And from
they always gotta want me because I'm never really trying to get at no woman like that because I don't feel like ain't no bitch out there that motherfucking important unless she's got motherfucking millions and millions of dollars and I think she can change my life. Ain't no bitch that motherfucking important unless I might hit the motherfucking jackpot with her. So I mean I don't care what she look like. Just in my mind, bitch, you're not that important because this is what I think about, right? It's like we were just saying, what's a bad bitch, right? What are you gonna do for me though? You being bad don't do nothing for me. You giving me your pussy don't do nothing for me. So how important are you really? You're not really important unless you're gonna do something for me. And a bitch that I'm at ain't finna do nothing for me. It's gonna be the bitch that's at me. So I'm really waiting for the bitch to get at me because that's the only bitch who really gonna do something for me. Because the bitch that you chasing, you gonna have to continue chasing. That's just my mindset in it. And maybe my mindset will grow later, but that's just how I feel. Bitch can't do nothing for me unless she can do something for me. And it ain't too many bitches out here with anything to even do something for me. You know what I'm saying? And then even if she could do something for me, why would she do something for me if she wasn't at me first?
That's the thing, and that's what only a selective few cats get to experience. Because I'm a very cocky ass cat, and so I've never chased bitches before, bro. And I do a disclaimer, and y'all niggas can believe it or y'all not. I'm a nigga look good, but what I never had problems with hoes before either. I've only had problems in relationships with women who I was trying to fuck with. For me, them the only little issues I have when I'm trying to have a girlfriend or some shit like that. Bitch tripping, bitch got attitude. Yeah, I deal with that, but I've never had problems of like going somewhere, meeting a woman, she ain't texting. I don't understand those type of things, bro.
Man,
or does it matter like that? Like, what?
Yeah. I think that's what it is. It's like when you don't have something, you put so much on it. Dudes like you and me, we probably had more experience with women in our lives than most dudes, like in 10 lifetimes than most dudes. So when you've had something so much, it's normalized, so it's not so important to us. To them, it's so important, so they thirsty. When you thirsty, you give off thirsty energy. So, and a woman gonna feel it. And if you thirsty for something, man, why is she gonna do something for you? Why is she gonna acquiesce to you? Why is she gonna treat you right? She see that you thirsty for her, and she don't respect it anyway. So she gonna treat you like she don't respect it. So you're not never gonna get the woman that you want. And I say it all the time. Most of these guys, they don't even really know who they are. If you don't know who you are, you don't know what you want. If you don't know what you want, you can't even direct that woman to get what you want, right? So if you can't direct her to get what you want, then she gotta leave. If she gotta leave, man, it's gonna end up like Adam and Eve, and you're gonna get kicked out the garden, and she ain't gonna respect it anyway. Cause she ain't never gonna respect somebody if she's looking at you to lead and you looking back at her confused, man, she not gonna respect you anyway. A lot of these dudes don't know who they are. I can speak with the conviction that I have because I know myself. I really feel like this. Dudes ask me all the time in my consultation. I can tell you this shit. You don't really believe it. When I look at that same bad bitch that you look at, I don't see shit. I don't care. You really do. You can try to fake like you don't care, but she don't feel it. I've had women in the strip club. She'll come up to me like, come back to me. She'd be like, I came back up to you because I was just in Vegas. It just happened. She's like, I came up to you because I came over here and you just didn't give a fuck that I was over here. I was like, well, shit, you didn't give a fuck that I was over here, so why should I give a fuck that you was over here? And she was intrigued and infatuated and want to try to sit there all night and block every other stripper from coming over. Why? Because I really felt like that. I didn't give a fuck that she was in my face. Bitch, I'm in your face. Give a fuck that I'm here. That's really how I feel, right? And because I feel like that, a woman wants that. And for every other dude that was in there trying to give her money and try to do this and try to do that, she didn't respect it. So it's just how you coming. And how you coming is based on your mindset because you know who you are. Bitch, you don't got to know who I am, but I know who I am. You don't got to know how much money I have. You don't have to know the things that I've accomplished, but I know them, and that's why I act like this. And even if you don't know, I'm still going to act like this. And I'm not going to try to convince you of who I am. I'm just going to act like who I am.
Yeah, man. Especially like even like for me, when I deal with women, like through Instagram and shit like that, it's a different like vibe than meeting them in Starbucks. Like just the internet is teaching me how like clout works, because I didn't know before. I'm an old nigga. They didn't have all this social media and shit until I was already old. You know what I mean? I didn't get a really chance to enjoy the shit when I was young, man. But it's just kind of interesting how when you based on your position in your environment, you will get multiple versions of the same bitch. Is what I'm saying.
No, listen, and your environment for sure. That's a big one. But also, if you don't really know, if you really not standing on your confidence and who you are and knowing what you're looking for, you don't really know who you are, so you don't really know what to say. So what you saying? You saying that silly shit that you see on social media or on podcasts, that silly shit you think that bitch want to hear. And so you saying that silly shit that silly bitches like to hear, and you attract silly ass bitches, and then you get to run around talking about bitches ain't shit. No, your conversation ain't shit because you ain't talking about nothing. You only talking about the shit silly bitches like to hear because you don't know yourself. You just saying shit that you think she want to hear.
That's the downfall that I don't like.
If you're not willing to dismiss a woman, then you always gonna lose. See, I look for a reason to dismiss a woman. I'm trying to find a reason to not fuck with you, right? But most dudes, they don't even know what they like. They don't know what they don't like. So they're just accepting anything. And that's why it never works. I want to hurry up and stop talking to you so I can get to the next one. Because I know to find some quality, you don't find quality everywhere. You don't see gold scattered in the street, diamonds scattered in the streets. Things that are valuable are not in abundance. So why the fuck you think you talk to 3-4 bitches and chose a girlfriend and you gonna have a top pick? No, she ain't shit because you ain't even dug through to get to it. I want to hurry up and talk to you and hurry up and stop talking to you as fast as possible so I can run through these 100 women so I can find that one that's maybe gonna be the one that I want, because I understand how the world works. Most bitches ain't shit. Most niggas ain't shit, right? So how am I find a bitch that is something? I'm gonna have to go through a lot of them. But if I spend all day talking to this bitch because I don't know what I'm looking for and the red flags, then I'm gonna be so exhausted by the fourth bitch. I'm just gonna pick one out of these, and that's most people in their relationships. You settled because you don't know how to talk to women. So you to talk to 6 women and pick the girlfriend. Of course, the bitch ain't shit, right? You ain't even had enough. You ain't even had enough to even pick and choose. You don't even know that it's better out there. That's the best that you found, but you've only talked to 6, 7 women. So of course that's the best. But if you talk to 100 women, you would see that bitch ain't shit. If I'm going off on a tangent, let me know. I'm just saying most dudes ain't got enough experience mixed in with they don't even know what they're looking for, and you don't know what you're looking for because you ain't got that much experience because you're scared to talk to women. And you so want to be because you don't talk to women, you're just finna accept all the red flags and all the shit that you shouldn't, and accept this bitch when you should just be dismissing them left and right because most bitches ain't shit. And that's not to say anything about women, just in the world. It's 80-20. Most people ain't shit. Most people are poor. Most people got bad habits. If you want to find quality, you're going to have to look far high and low, far and wide, and have an experience to know what ain't shit looks like. I could identify an ain't shit bitch quickly. I don't even got to talk to a lot of them. But it's a lot of things that women say. I know immediately. I know the question to ask. I know exactly how my conversation is going to find out these questions immediately. You know what I'm saying? And most dudes don't know this, so they in the position that they in.
Now, I don't promote marriage because I don't really believe in it. That's to each his own. So whatever y'all want to do, that's on y'all. But let me ask you, do you feel like there is a time where you can settle down with one woman and just be good?
And be married?
No. Just like straight up, just that's you and your girl and nothing else on the side, nothing no funny shit. Do you feel like there's a woman that can make you want to do that, or just a time in your life that you're willing to do that?
Man, I can't speak about the future, but I'm gonna put it like this: my life is about having options, and when you have those options, you don't even have to. What did Kevin Samuel say? What he said about options? You don't have to use those options. I feel like a lot of dudes, they want so many options because they don't have those options. So it's more like I want to do this because I can't do it. When you have the option to do whatever you want to do, I mean, then it's not so, you're not so pressed about it. We're not so pressed about having a whole bunch of women because we've had so many women in the past. So when you say, oh, can I ever see myself being with just one woman and not doing anything else on the side? I feel like I'll never be in a position in my life where I'm going to feel like anybody can make me have any rules on myself. I would never put handcuffs on myself. Now, if I'm gonna, it's saying, do I want to do that is different than saying, am I ever gonna put myself in this position where I tell myself that I can't do something I want to do? It's never gonna motherfucking happen. I would never reduce my freedom in any type of motherfucking way. Why would I ever do that as a man? I have principles that I govern myself by, and if those are principles that I decide, hey, that's a principle of mine, then I'll adopt it because I want to. I'll never adopt it because a woman told me I had to. I'll never do that because you're always going to fail yourself because you're doing something that you didn't want to do. If that answers your question, I'm never going to restrict myself from doing anything that I want to do.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I got a chapter in.
But that's also saying, though, you understand, like I understand, when you're in a position where you can do whatever you want to do and you've experienced the things you've experienced, it's not even a desire to just be. The only dudes who be wanting to do stuff like that is dudes who can't really get women, or dudes who are married, can't do shit,
Right.
you know, and they got married before they had the money. See, a lot of dudes, they get married. Then they finally get the status and the money to have the women they've never had before. So they have to, they want to. And a lot of these dudes, they fucking sick. These tricks, they like sick. It's like an addiction. So when you have that, it's a different thing rather than dudes like you and me who have had women our entire lives and put them in a proper perspective and things like that, you know?
Yeah, man. Like, I don't know. Like some guys, they don't get a chance to like experience full submission and just regular shit that you think is regular, but man, a lot of cats haven't experienced. I think for me, when I hit around maybe 35, that's when I kind of like start chilling a little bit. But at the same time, like, I don't know. That's what I was gonna say. I got a chapter in a book of mine called Emperor of Our Sins and Desires. So it's some cold, deep shit. But one of the parts that I say is the secrets and the key to women is other women. Now, people don't understand that concept. It's not about how many bitches you fucking. It's about having that exchange consistently with female energy keeping you fly, bro. Like, if you got game and all that shit and you're just dealing with one person, you kind of, you know, it's just like fucking basketball. You stay fly by shooting in the shit. It don't matter how much.
Listen, hey, what you saying is 1,000% true. Because in the game, guess what? It was way easier to get women to be with you and do what you wanted to do when you already had 3 or 4 doing it. When you just didn't have none, or maybe you had one, it was hard to convince a woman to get down with the program. But when she saw 4 or 5 women already doing that for you, it would be like that. You ain't got to convince her. She's going to go with, okay, this is what's going on. I guess what is it? Social proof?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, social proof.
Yeah, you know, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, social proof is key, man. But I think,
and one more thing on that note too, when in the lifestyle that I came up in, it was looked down upon to not have sexual discipline. You're not even having sex with your women like that on a regular basis. You're not, you know, you don't lead with your sexual prowess. And if a woman could get, it was like the same with a woman. If a woman is going out there sleeping with somebody and not getting something from it, it's looked down upon. It was looked down upon the same way. If I'm going out there and I'm laying down with a woman and I don't get anything from it, that you look down upon that. So I still kind of have that kind of social training still, where it's like, well, what am I getting out of this situation to even want to do this? Because I understand, like, dudes don't really understand, like, oh, the woman is giving you the pussy. No, you giving that bitch the dick. They just done flipped it in society. You think, listen, when you have sex, y'all both gonna nut, right? So who is getting what?
And she gonna
we
nut
both
more.
got
The bitch gonna nut more than us too. So we gonna get
that's
like
what I'm saying. But if you're conditioned by society, you think that the woman is giving you something, and as a woman, oh, it makes you feel good. She's getting what she really wants, but she knows that you think that she really wants her more than she wants you when she wants it just as bad as you want it. I understand that a woman wants it just as much as I want it. So why am I going to give up something that she really wants if I'm not getting anything out of it and just doing that all the time? I wouldn't even respect myself if I was just out here doing that all the time for no reason. Yeah, I'll be like, what is different than me than a bitch that I don't respect who's just running around doing this and getting nothing out the deal? Especially when I understand my value and what I'm bringing to the table. And if I'm fucking a bitch, I understand how valuable that is. when you give value and get nothing in return, man, you should feel like shit because something's wrong. And I value myself so much, man. Every bitch ain't just gonna be able to just fuck me just cause.
I'm an advocate of reward sex, and I love it because see a lot of niggas, they try to get principles because it's the cool shit to do. But like for me, for instance, as far as that context, that's easy for me to implement because I don't be turned on unless like a bitch's submission and cooperative is what makes me horny. So it's not like this is the rules, I gotta stick to it. Like, nah, bro. Like, it's say if I get into, okay, I don't live with a woman, but let's just pretend I have though. So let's just use that as an example. If I'm living with my chick and we get into some type of stupid exchange, I'm not gonna come home and want to fuck her and then we talk about it. Like I don't want to be bothered by her. Like it's like I'm insulted that we even had to have that type of energy exchange. So it's not like, okay, I'm gonna go over there, I'm gonna knock it down, and I'm gonna let her know where she fucked up. Like, nah, bro, I don't even want none of that shit, bro. Because
dudes don't understand that, but like you said, and like it is with me, it's not even understanding. It's just how I feel. Bitch, you're talking to me wrong. You're not getting nothing from me, no affection, no nothing. You're irritating me right now, right? Like, even if it's a bitch that I'm not even with, like, I'm quick to let a bitch know you're irritating me. Don't talk to me like that. Most dudes, they're not gonna do that. But you would do it if a dude talked to you crazy. Why would you not let a woman know when she step out of line? Hey, I don't like that. Don't talk to me like that. And then I don't know what it is. I think, like I said, it's society. They make it seem like women are saying, "Oh, don't cuss in front of a woman. Don't do that." I don't understand where that shit came from, but it's backwards as hell.
Yeah, it gets to a point to me to where I'm a little insulted the fact that, okay, like I'm a self-teacher. So, like, let's say somebody bring me somewhere and they want to bring me somewhere to teach me 2 skills. So you bring me somewhere to learn those 2 skills, I'm going to learn 10 skills. I'm going to learn what you brought me there for, and I'm going to be self-teaching myself things that I need or need to require. So with a woman, I feel like if you around me enough, you're supposed to know certain shit. I shouldn't have to self-check, correct you on certain things. Just certain shit. Like if you knew me for a week, that's cool, but you cannot like be fucking with me for like 3 months and you don't even know what I like to eat for breakfast and shit like that. So like niggas don't even really
listen, you know, that's what you call the bitch who don't take no initiative. And I hate that shit too. Man, you know what? That's why you gotta be willing to leave a woman. I don't care if it's 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, right? When a woman gets so comfortable to where she's not doing the things she knows that you like, she's not taking initiative and doing things before you ask her to do them because she's been around you enough. She just don't respect you enough, and she doesn't feel like you're going anywhere. So sometimes you just gotta leave. And sometimes it won't happen for a while. 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. And most of y'all ain't willing to leave a situation. And that's why your situation ain't shit, because she know you ain't willing to leave. If she knows you like something, she knows you like it. And you got to keep telling her that you like it and you want her to do it. Well, she clearly, there's no incentive for her to do it. 1, she doesn't want to do it. And 2, she knows if she doesn't do it, what's going to happen? You're not going to leave. Dudes got to be willing to get up and leave. I don't care if it's 2 years, 10 years, 5 years. It don't really matter. If you're not willing to get up and leave, then the bitch is just not going to do what you want her to do. And sometimes you just got to do it. Because sometimes a woman will just stop liking you like that. And if that happens, you got to be willing to get up, pack your shit, even at an inconvenience, and say, I'm gone.
You know, Goldie, that's the worst relationship I ever had was when I was younger and I was doing my thing and I got caught cheating and she took me back. Worst fucking mistake, bro, because that flipped the whole. First off, I wasn't, and I'm telling to the audience because I know y'all be doing this type of shit, and I'm telling y'all this shit ain't cool. I did this shit 15 years ago, and it's you can't do like, nigga, like. So I just was just like, damn, man, I didn't want to charge it to the game, but then I was like walking around on eggshells the whole time. So I told myself, man, if this shit don't work, man, I'll never, But I didn't want to charge her. But then it's like in my mind, logically, I was thinking, okay, well, if I fix the shit she complained about, she gonna be on my dick, nigga. Yeah, right, bro. That cheating shit will come up so often and frequently, and I'd be like, man, what the fuck did I do? Because I put myself in that position. So it's like, yeah, man, when y'all dealing with the chicks, bro, and sometimes y'all fucking around, sometimes it's best just to charge that woman to the game and just start new, bro, because you will have that person physically, but mentally you won't have that woman no more, bro. Once it's a wrap.
That's really why. Because why do people put up with shit that they don't like? Because they don't feel like they could find this person again, or they didn't invested so much in this woman they don't want it to feel like it's called sunken cost fallacy. Where people throw good money after bad. You've invested so much in this situation that you feel it's too hard to just let that investment be. It's like at a casino. You don't put so much money on this table, even though you're losing and it looks like you're gonna lose for sure. You keep throwing money. You just got to get out of that thinking, man. It's better to just get up and walk away.
Yeah.
Some shit ain't never gonna change. And a lot of dudes, man, they think shit gonna change. Man, that bitch ain't gonna change, man. She ain't gonna change. People don't change. And she's been doing a certain thing for a certain amount of time. It's not gonna change. That situation ain't gonna get better. Have you ever seen a relationship that got better? I haven't.
Yep.
Usually shit just get worse.
And
It'll get better for a second.
I went for the okey
It'll get better for a second. She'll act right for a week. But when shit start to make a turn, you have to make the conscious decision that this shit is over. And you listen, it's hard, but it gets easier over time. Because guess what? When you do it, you get to meet another woman. And you end up building up with her. And then that fall out, and it's hard. And then you meet another woman, and you end up building up her. And eventually you realize, damn, it's 3 billion women on this earth. What am I ever tripping about?
Yeah, because they shame you, bro. Hey, nigga, she had me feeling bad. Like, I ain't gonna lie. She had me really feeling bad about it and shit. Nigga, they see me crying and shit. I be thinking, man, shit. Whole time, bro, she didn't just fucking me over. And now she like, okay. In my head, I'm thinking I'm doing a good deed. But in her head, she's like, well, I got this nigga now. He don't even move the same. So now I'm like, wait, low key turned off of this new nigga he trying to introduce me to.
Hey, so you gotta let them know. You gotta let them know. That's the worst thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I tell people all the time, man, ain't no bitch that important. And maybe I'd have had a bitch that was important, but nigga, you niggas ain't never had no bitch that important because you niggas ain't never had no bitch that did nothing to you, right? You niggas ain't never had no bitch that really ride or die, steal, go kill, go to jail for. You niggas ain't never even had that. So why you trying to hold on to this bitch for? You niggas ain't never even had no bitch that's really been down for you for real. Who done made you rich? Who done went outside every day for you, brought it all back to you, and still came in and rubbed your back and made you a meal? You ain't even had that, nigga. So why you trying to hold on to that bitch so much? Don't even make no sense. It should make me sick. It make me sick when I look at you niggas and I be like, that's why these bitches don't respect you, nigga, because I don't respect you. That bitch don't do nothing but talk shit to you. And you trying to hold on to the bitch so much. Trying to look for so much good in a bitch who don't do nothing for you. Make me sick talking about this shit, man.
Hey, that's crazy because the key word, what you just said, for the listeners that's going to be listening, you cats are looking for shit to, like, if you got to look for qualities, bro, it ain't there, bro. They're supposed to be right there. Like when you go to the mall, the hot shit is in the window. You ain't got to look for it.
But you know what? See, I lucked up. Some of the first women I ever had in my life loved my dirty drawers and would do anything for me, would literally steal, kill, go to jail for me if that's what type of time I was on. You know what I'm saying? They'd do crack if I told them to. That's what type of women I've had. Most people have never experienced it. They don't even think that shit is real. So because they ain't never had that, they deal with what they think is normal. And that's the shit that they see on TV and that they be pushing in the media. They think that that's okay. Well, this is okay. She talk a little shit. Oh, that's just women. Happy wife, happy life. No, happy king or not a damn thing. You know what I'm saying? They've been brainwashed a certain way. They don't even know it's possible. And because they don't know it's possible, that same woman that you got, right? That same woman that you got right now who talking shit, this, that, and the third, if I had her, she'd be a completely different person. And the same woman that I got that's doing everything for me, if you had her, she'd be a completely different person because you're not even expecting her or requiring her to act a certain way. Because you don't even know it's possible. And even if you thought it was possible, you think, well, it couldn't happen for me. You don't even know that women are wired like that. Women are wired to be like, you know, your companion, your best friend, to mold themselves and morph themselves to please you. But shit, like I said, man, she not gonna respect you because you finna put up with whatever she talking about. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And I don't know. I just like you saying, we number 3, man. I can't even get into the minds of these niggas. I just wouldn't do it. I'll be homeless today before I let a bitch talk to me crazy. I promise you. I promise you. I turn down $1 million before I let a bitch be around me talking to me crazy, not doing what I like. That's just how I am. I live and die by that shit. And most of these dudes, they're not willing to do that, so they put up with whatever they in.
I like what you said, man. I want to get in the streets just to try that shit. One man said she smoke because
for real. Motherfucking real.
I want to
test bitches, man. Motherfucking kill themselves when they knew I wasn't gonna be with them no more. like that much. That's what I'm used to. And if you're not liking me like that, you don't like me enough. Because you can't go from that, then go to a woman who just, no, it's just regular. Bitch, I ain't fucking with you because you ain't fucking with me hard enough.
Baby,
I'm gonna go fuck with a bitch who fucking with me like that.
Put the pipe down. I just wanted to see if you was going to put the pipe down, bitch. It's cool. I just was seeing. You feel me? I like that. Let me see.
I swear to God.
You want me to be?
I swear to God, no bullshit. Not just one women.
Okay, smoke crack. Let's see if you don't want to smoke crack. Oh, okay, fuck it.
Not just one women, plenty of women. I attract the type of woman who loves my dirty draws, right? Yeah. Who loves me unconditionally. You know why? Because I only fuck with women who fuck with me. I don't even waste my time with a woman who wants me to try to do too much. I'm not doing it because you're not gonna find. Now you can. I have. It's been a couple times where I pursued a woman a little bit and she ended up liking me like that, but it took a lot of time. But I found best practice in the lifestyle that I was living was the woman who approaches me, the woman who's trying to go out her way for me is going to be the woman. She's already made it up in her mind. I always say this analogy, right? In high school, if you're a woman, if you're a dude, there's a girl that you got a crush on. You're madly in love with her in your mind. It really don't matter how she acts, how he acts. You've already decided that you love this motherfucker. Unless they're just completely off the fucking wall, you've already decided. It doesn't even matter how they act. You've already put it in your mind that you like this person. You love this person. It's somebody out there who feels that way about every single individual out here. But you overlooking that bitch because you looking at the bitch that you want. My uncle used to tell me, stop looking at that bitch you want, that fine little bitch in the corner. Look at that funny little bitch over there in the corner that's looking at you. That's the bitch that's gonna get you rich. That bitch over there gonna give you a bunch of problems. And what do you want? Well, you want that bitch. Why? Because what it looked like to everybody else. And while it looked good to everybody else, you going through hell at home. I'm over here with this funny looking bitch and we getting rich and we traveling the motherfucking world. And she's looking better and talking better and looking better because the money we got, I'm making her look better. You know, I can't even like a motherfucker if they don't like me. I don't give a fuck what the bitch look like. If I looked at her, I said, oh, damn, that bitch fine. If she walked past me without saying nothing to me, I instantly in my mind, I can't even like her. She's not even attractive to me anymore. And that's really how I feel. And if it's a bitch who, quote unquote, not that attractive, but she love my dirty fucking draws, it's hard for me to not say I'm attracted to her. It's almost a self-hate. How the fuck could you be attracted to a motherfucker who's not attracted to you? You're saying that you like somebody who doesn't like who you are. That's self-hate if you could like somebody who don't really like you. And it's self-hate to say this motherfucker who like your dirty draws and like everything about you, how could you disrespect that person and say, nah, fuck you? I have to somewhat like you because you like me and you're affirming who I am so much. Maybe I'm just an arrogant, selfish motherfucker and I love myself so much. Anybody who say they love me, I just gotta love. And anybody who don't love me, I just gotta hate because I love myself so much. Bitch, you got bad taste if you don't like me. And I don't fuck with motherfuckers who got bad taste.
My saying, pimping, is this. If she don't adore me, she bore me, bro.
Man, there you go.
I don't. I mean, you know, and shout out to the ladies who was in my life. Like, I don't, but it's a double-edged sword. I don't think I can fall in love with a woman, period. But I have been in love to know I don't never want to be there. But I can love a woman, but
I mean, you know, that's really a convoluted word, man. What it means so many things to so many different people. So you're gonna have to tell me, define what love means to you when you say it.
Love is just my loyalty to a bitch. That's all. Like, you know, I can cheat.
So you saying well, love is loyalty?
Yeah, because I'd rather a woman be loyal to me than be faithful to me. You know.
So you saying you can never be loyal to a woman?
Well, when I say in love, is I think of like these square cats who marry their wife and be like, oh, I don't know where I would be without her.
But that's why I said define it for me because that's why I say define it because somebody will say love and when I say it, it means something different when I'm saying it. I'm not saying that lovey-dovey bullshit in the movies, that feeling, that good feeling you have that's gonna go away. That's not love, right? Because you know, like they say, man, love can be developed. And when I say love, I mean when you struggle with somebody, when you grow with somebody, when you go through ups and downs with somebody, when you sacrifice for somebody, when you go through hard times with somebody, you develop love, which means I care about your well-being, right? That's what I think love is. But most of these other people and most women, when they say they love you, it don't mean shit because all they're saying is, I have a good feeling about you right now. And that good feeling gonna go away. That's why you can't really use the word love to women because when I say I love you, it means something much more deeper than what the fuck you mean. Because you talk about a feeling, I'm talking about I care about your well-being. But you're not going to care about my well-being the moment you don't have these fucking feelings anymore. But if I could hate your guts right now. But if I say that I care about your well-being, and even when I hate your guts, I'm gonna still care about your well-being. But you know how these bitches are. I love you, I'm so in love with you, this, that, and the third. And the moment that you get caught cheating something like this, she willing to air out your dirty laundry, key up your car, fuck your life off, because she don't really love you. She doesn't even have the capacity to understand what that means. To love means to care about somebody else's well-being. That's how I think of love, right? You love your mama, you care about her well-being. Right? It's not about what she do for you. If she's making you feel good, she's not making you feel good, you mad at her, you still care about her well-being. That's love. And most bitches will never love a man. As far as, you know, they feelings is not involved in it. If they ain't feeling good, they don't love you no more.
Just straight up, like, think about it. And for you listeners, like, nigga, some women don't even love their kids, bro, for reals. You gotta understand the animal you dealing with, man. They got kids that came out their vaginas, bro. They don't give a fuck about it, bro. So
Yep.
you gotta understand the animal, what the capabilities. Because I feel like a lot of guys are they get heartbroken. It's not even because of the woman, it's because of expectation. And so you gotta expect certain shit from a woman, even if it don't happen. You
gotta understand how she's wired too. And when I say wired, I mean programmed. I mean, not all women, you know, some of them have this understanding, a little bit more mature mind, depending on what type of family they grew up in or what they may be reading or how mature they are, her age. But most of the time, you got to think about it. These bitches grew up on fucking Disney movies. They live in a fucking fantasy world. They read these sex books. They read 50 Shades of Grey. They read these fantasy books. They watch Twilight. They're living in a fantasy in their mind about some shit that's not real. They equate love to something that's love. I mean, I guess you can call that love now. They live in a fantasy. You could never meet the expectations of that shit that they've been watching for 10, 20 plus fucking years. You're going to fall short. And when you fall short, she's not going to feel that way about you no more. It just is what it is, because her expectations are something that can never be met, because her expectations came from something that's fiction. It's not even real.
Mm-hmm. And another thing, too, a woman's expectations change. So you may think, oh, I know she likes 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, nigga, in 2024 version, like 7, 5, and 11, nigga. You gotta be paying attention to all these things, bro, because it's like a long road. There will be construction.
You know, and you know, man, it's all about self-love, man, because you can never, like, you know, life. Anybody could change. Your best friend could change. Your mama could change. Somebody get on, have a motherfucking crack habit. A motherfucker have a mental health breakdown, schizophrenia when they turn 30, 35, 40. The person you with today may not be the person you with tomorrow, 2 years, 3 years, and you have no fucking control over that. You have no control over what's going to go on in that bitch head tomorrow, next week, next month, 5 years. You don't know who she's going to be. And you have to be willing to understand that and say, I will walk away the moment she is not the person that I decided I wanted to be with. The moment she changes, right? Because most people, okay, things are going good. She is who you want her to be. She's no longer who you want her to be, but you still stay in that situation. Why? I'm not. You're not who I signed up to be with no more. So if you're not going to be that person I signed up to be with, I'm signing out to not be here no more. But these dudes, they'll stick around and hope things change. You have to be willing to walk away and love yourself so much. Hey, the moment she stopped doing the things that I want her to do and stop being a person, that's her motherfucking choice too. And that's her motherfucking choice. It's her choice to say, I'm changing and I don't want to do those things anymore. I don't want to act like that. It's her choice to change who she is as a person. But you have to be willing to, when she's no longer who you want her to be, to walk away.
Hey, we at the hour 10 mark, so let me just close it out, man. I appreciate your time as always. It's a fire boss game. What you want to leave the audience with? What's your last words and what you got going? Since it's going to be 2024, what you got going for the next year? What's on the bucket list for my man? You go.
Oh man, I got big things going, man. Y'all better get in now on my mentorship programs. You better get on my programs now, because in a minute, most of y'all ain't gonna be able to afford it, because I'm getting a lot of traction. I'm getting so many more signups. I gotta raise the price just because my time is so valuable. Man, I'm gonna leave y'all with this, man. Just keep working on yourself, man. Stop making everything about the broad, man. It's about me. The broad just come with it. You know what I'm saying? When you working on yourself, when you're doing things, when you have interest, when you're excited about life because of things you're doing, man, it's gonna be so many women around for the ride, and you're not gonna be so pressed about it because you're so focused on where you going, the exciting things in your future, that you're not gonna trip on her. And since you're not tripping on her, she gonna trip on you. But you know what? If you need some coaching, if you need some guidance, if you want to tap in, I got programs to get yourself right, mind, body, and soul. So hit me up, Young Goldie _ on Instagram.
Good, man. Well, so the next time, I hope y'all appreciate the game and the lessons and the wisdom, because you know a lot of y'all niggas young. in high school, 20-something, so you can learn from the older cats. Because when I was a young cat, that's how I learned. And that's how you say you learn too. So, you know, you don't got to reinvent the wheel. We all learn it. Y'all see, this is training. He know when I start saying shit, he know it's time to get up. He been sitting there this whole time. So he know that. He know Pop about to go. So yeah, y'all make sure y'all like, subscribe, follow Goldie, and hit him up for the mentorship. And make sure y'all share the video and share the reels and the content too. So the more people that can hear it, the more people we can affect. Because I'm gonna say one thing, and that's what I was gonna say earlier. The reason why y'all fucking up watching too much of this content is because of one thing. You don't understand the dynamics of relationship. And as much as female nature and all this shit you want to know, you subconsciously training yourself to cater to a bitch, bro. It's supposed to be in reverse. The woman is supposed to be figuring out how to get with you. That's it.
Exactly.
Now my other one barking. He like, what's up with me now? All right, y'all. Peace. All right, nigga, hold on.